Institute of Science and Lab Education IPS Academy is one of the premier educational institutes in central India, imparting education in the field of basic sciences. It started in the year 2001. Since then, the institute has seen a phenomenal growth, and today the department offers courses both 6 undergraduate and 6 postgraduate levels in biotechnology, chemistry, computer science, electronics, mathematics, physics, and library science. To get hands-on experience of various experimental and analytical techniques in different streams of sciences, the institute has the advantage of providing state-of-the-art science laboratories. Along with regular courses, ISLE runs various value-added courses also for skill development to enhance the capabilities of the students, make them skilled for employment. Physics. The physics department designs and fabricates the innovative equipments for the students' laboratory purpose and even supplies to different educational institutes. Also, students of physics design and fabricate the electronic kits under the skill development project. Chemistry. The students of chemistry prepare eco-friendly products such as detergents, soaps, tinctures, etc. Maths. The students get opportunity to attend seminars and lectures addressed by eminent mathematicians and get the knowledge about latest awareness in the subject. Biotechnology, microbiology. The course prepares the students for career across multiple industries like food, pharmaceuticals, chemical, bioproducts, textiles, medicine, nutrition, environmental conservation, dairy, industry and animal sciences. Library and information science. Qualified professionals in library science have many job opportunities in libraries and information centers. Bachelor in library science could apply for government job opportunities. MOUs. Numerous MOUs have been signed over the years to enhance teaching and research. Two such examples are the MOU signed with Center for Molecular Biology Research, Bhopal, and another one signed with Institute of Transgene Life Sciences, Lucknow. Courses: BSc Physics, Computer Science, Maths, BSc Physics, LX Maths, BSc PCM, BSc Biotechnology, Life Science, MSc Biotechnology, Microbiology, MSc Mathematics, MSc Chemistry, Pharmaceutical Chemistry, MSc Physics, Certificate Course in Library Automation, Training in Library Automation, Bachelor of Library and Information Science. ISLE IPS Academy was ranked in top 50 among the best science colleges in India by the Week Hansa Research Survey 2019. ISLE IPS Academy was ranked 58th position among the best 120 colleges in India Today Survey 2018. ISLE IPS Academy strives for the best and largest placements in Central India. ISLE IPS Academy boasts of more than 1000 plus students of different disciplines. Approved research supervisors from ISLE are also part of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and Manipal University, Jaipur. Resource persons are part of MHRD, NME, ICT education portals. Encouraged emergence of authors of various books and awardees in research developments. Large numbers of students hold merit positions consistently in the university. Placements. The institute is Central India's one of the most popular and renowned science college. Best placement facility and a hub for numerous MNCs and industries of national repute. In-house and open campus drive facilities. Most prominent recruiters are Just Dial, Tech Mahindra, Lupin Limited, Cipla Limited, TCS, Alembic Pharma, L&T, Canara Bank, HSBC, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Jaro Education, Byju's and many more. Students are given personality development and high-tech placement-oriented training for the future skills. Students also earn internship opportunities in multinational companies. Facilities. Institute of Science and Lab Education and Library Science is the only private college in Madhya Pradesh which has their self-designed and fabricated high-tech physics laboratory which consists of beta ray spectrometer, Foucault's pendulum, Barton's pendulum, Celestron telescope and Lissajous figures. Chemistry department is also diverse with equipped laboratory which has high-performance liquid chromatography, UV visible spectrometry and Ballarograph. Unlike the other biotechnology offering departments and institutes, ISLE provides a convenient and well-established laboratory facilities like microcentrifuge double-beam UV visible spectrophotometer, rotary water bath, ultrasonicator PCI, and incubator shaker. It also has high-tech automated library using Integrated Library Management System (ILMS), sole software developed by InfliBNet. Library is stocked with books, CD-ROMs, journals, and magazines. Since its commencement, the department has endeavored to set standards par excellence by providing quality education in various surges of sciences with the assistance of well-qualified and experienced faculty. Join Institute of Science and Lab Education.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. A very warm good morning to everyone. My heartiest welcome to our distinguished keynote speakers of this session, Dr. S. Narayana Kalpura sir, and our principal, Dr. Premlata Gupta madam. I welcome to our heads, all the heads of Institute of Science and Research, IPS Academy, Dr. Pradeep Joshi sir, Department of Mathematics, Dr. Sanjay Nagar sir, Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Jitendra Tripathi sir, Department of Physics, Professor Ruchi Srivastava ma'am, Department of Chemistry, and Mrs. Sapna Jojare madam, Department of Library and Information Science. I also extend my heartiest welcome to all our enthusiastic participants and team members in this third day of our FDP program on advanced opportunities, and implicit research technologies in sciences. It gives me an immense privilege and pleasure to introduce our resource person of such high repute in today's first session, Dr. S. Narayana Kalkurasa. Before I start the introduction, I would like to request Sir to pardon me if I make any mistake in summarizing your massive 22 pages achievement in few words.
Don't worry.
Sir is Professor and Faculty Fellow at the prestigious UGC BSR and Crystal Growth Center, a UGC National Facility Center, and former Director at Anna University, Chennai. Sir initiated the establishment of International Center for Research Facilitation and Training at the Crystal Growth Center. Sir has done his MSc in Physics from Kerala University in 1982 and also completed his PhD there in 1990 on crystal growth and characterization. Sir has been specializing in an interdisciplinary field involving physics, biochemistry, chemistry, medicine, nanotechnology, etc. in biomaterials, ion beam modification, and biomimetics for more than 30 years. Sir has guided 17 PhDs and 9 MPhil MS students so far, with more numbers to come. Dr. Narayana Kalkurasa has initiated several collaborations on synthesis of biomaterials for tissue engineering and drug delivery applications with renowned centers like DRDO, GNU, DST, UGC DAE, CSR, several international universities of Germany, France, Russia, Spain, Japan, and Sweden, to name a few. He was also a visiting professor in Osaka City University, Japan. Sir has conducted several international courses, conferences, and workshops on material characterization with huge success. Dr. Kalkura Sir has rich research experience and was principal investigator of more than 18 national and international major research projects funded by DST, DPT, UGC, AICTE, IUAC, UGC DAEF, Indo-DAD, that is Indo-German project, Indo-French project, Indo-Sweden project, and so on. Dr. Kalkura Sir has also been recipient of several laurels and awards, such as the STA Fellow at National Institute of Biosciences and Human Technology in Tsukuba, Japan, and worked in crystallization of proteins. He also received the Erasmus Mundus Heritage Fellow at Politecnico di Milano, Milan, Italy. He also received the Erasmus Mundus Swagata Fellow at Universidad Politecnica di Valencia in Spain. He was Fellow of Academy of Sciences, Chennai, DST Circ Research Fellowship. He also received the Boydcast Fellowship, DST of Government of India. He was SRF NRA by CSI. He was also a recipient and got an award from Science and Technology Agency, Government of Japan. He received the Active Researcher Award 2013 by Anna University. Sir was awarded the National Award of Excellence from AICTE, Government of India, for his research project with excellence. He received the Andhra University Medal for showing conspicuous merit in research work in the field of physics. He also received the Young Scientist Award by Kerala State Committee on Science and Technology, Government of Kerala. Currently, Sir has applied for 2 patents in biomaterials which are in process. Sir has delivered more than 100 invited lectures at various national and international conferences held in India and abroad. He has been invited speaker and resource person in several national, international levels, such as St. Petersburg, University of Russia, DST DAD, Germany, University of Montpellier, France, Osaka City University, Japan, in Cardiff, UK, University of Limerick, Ireland, University of Maryland, USA, to name a few. Dr. Kalkura sir has more than 120 research papers in international level of high impact factor and has a very high citation score and indices. Sir has contributed 8 chapters in books published by reputed publication houses including Springer, Nova, and Elsevier Publishers. He is a reviewer of 24 renowned international journals. He is an active member of Governing Council of Inter-University Accelerator Center, an expert in UGC European Higher Education, and also a syndicate member of Tamil Nadu Open University, Chennai. Sir is life member of Indian Crystallographic Association, Indian Association of Crystal Growth Biomaterials and Artificial Organs, Medical Physicists of India, Society for Tissue Engineering and Regenerative Medicine, member of Accelerator Users Committee of IUAC, New Delhi, Advisor Committee of UGC SAP DRS for review of Saurashtra, Rajkot and Bharatiya University. He is board of members of several universities and he is also a PhD thesis examiner of more than 10 universities. These are among few which I have mentioned about his credentials. With the long list of achievements and glory, I am greatly honored and privileged to welcome Dr. Narayana Kalkura sir to this one-week National Faculty Development Program on advanced opportunities and implicit research technologies in sciences. Sir, a very warm good morning to you. Kindly accept our heartiest welcome and I thank you for accepting our invitation. May I request our steering head, our dynamic visionary leader, none other than our principal, Dr. Premlata Gupta Madam, to kindly address this gathering and welcome our guest. Dr. Gupta ma'am.
It is indeed a great pleasure and honor for IPS Academy to have distinguished guests like Dr. S. Narayana, former director, Anna University, and distinguished participants across the nation, my colleagues. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. It is a matter of pride that about 950 participants registered in this faculty development program from the nation, and I do hope you all will be benefited in true sense. And I appreciate our organizing team for their endless efforts and materialize this FDP. I also extend my best wishes to you all for seeking the path towards gaining and spreading the knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. Narayana Kalkura sir to enlighten us with his valuable words and continue with his keynote lecture on current trends on biomaterials, a very interesting and upcoming branch of science. Dr. Narayana sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you, Principal ma'am, Professor Gupta, and for introducing me to Professor Rasia, ma'am. So I'm very happy to be giving a lecture to a very important, very excellent institution, which has I saw through the PowerPoint presentation of the institute. It is as good as any international educational institute with a lot of research equipments and a very good faculty. I wish all of you all the best. So now I will try to share my screen. Let me see whether you can. Can you all of you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One minute. Okay. It's got struck. Okay. Okay. Good morning to all of you. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. I hope this lecture will be of some interest to you. So this is mainly a very, very popular lecture. And as it is as Professor Rasya told you, it's an interdisciplinary work. Each part of this will is a very extensive area with years of research being done. I am doing a very small part of it, especially on biomaterials. And I concentrate on synthesizing these biomaterials. Rest of the biological work is done by my collaborators because I'm basically a physics person, trained physics person. And I will give you a bird's eye view of biomaterials and how it is synthesized and what is the need for this kind of work, research in India, especially now, you know, we are having Corona and all this. Now people have understood the value of spending money on health research. Okay, now only people have really got the significance of doing research in such areas. So now all the biological and health connected research, I think they will get a boost, and which was languishing for a long time. So in that sense, I am giving you a brief IV of the biomaterials and also try to encourage you to do research. So that is what my plan is, to make more people come towards research. That is my idea. Okay, now I am from Crystal Growth Center, Anna University, and it is in Chennai. You know, it is in the southernmost part, and the northern part of Chennai, Tamil Nadu, you can see Chennai, and it is culturally very old. Tamil is the oldest language, you know, and this university is also very famous. And it is ranked number 1 among the state universities in India. It is equivalent to, it is competing with IITs. So this is where we are in Chennai. And you can see, for those who are not accustomed to Chennai, you can see we have the second longest beach in the world, Marina Beach. And we have Mahabalipuram. I think this came to limelight during Modi and China's Prime Minister's visit here. So it happened here in Mahabalipuram. They are all thousands of years old. And then most important is you can see the saris and dance, music and all. So this Tamil Nadu, especially Chennai, is a center for all these things. So Anna University, as I told you, it is equivalent to whatever you have seen in IPS, similar faculty of engineering and technology we have. And we have very advanced research facilities with a lot of publications and all. So now I am from Crystal Growth Center, from that university, you can see. So normally this Crystal Growth Center facility is a national facility, as already Professor Rasya told you. The national facility. In normal times, now it is COVID, you know, otherwise anybody who want to do research on crystal growth, or those who want to know some fundamentals of that, just to learn, you can come to Crystal Growth Center. It will be funded by UGC. You stay, and small stipend also will be given to you. So those who want to make use of that visitors, it is called UGC Visitors Facility, National Visitors Facility. You can write to the director of the center, current director, through proper channel with a small write-up about it. So if there is fund available, he will finance you. Otherwise, if you have your own funds, you can come and see the facilities, which has all fundamental crystal growth techniques, all equipments from nano to bulk crystals we have, low temperature to high temperature, up to 2000 degrees centigrade crystals we can grow. And also from applications from biology to space applications also we have. And we have got very good faculty. We can just make use of all this. And so now I am coming to my work. So as I am from Crystal Growth Center, you can see. When I joined about 20 years back, they asked me to work on crystals which are of biological importance. Okay, so many of you may think what's the importance of what's the relationship between biology and crystals. So, and also especially to human beings, what is it to do? So you might have seen crystals in the form of salt, sugar, diamond, and such things. But what it has got to do with human beings? So I'll just give you an introduction. So you can see you need crystals, especially without crystals you cannot survive. Your bone and teeth are all having crystals. Okay, so without this you will not be able to survive. But crystals can also grow in unwanted places. So in joints, in heart valves, not in heart valves, in atherosclerotic valves, plaques. It can form in joints, in kidneys, urinary tract, and even in eyes, crystals can form, and they can cause pain and disease. But in one place, you need crystals to survive. Without bone and teeth, you cannot survive. But you have crystal formation in unwanted places, which block the flow of fluids like blood and urine and such things and cause diseases. So you see, you have to live with this. In one case, you want the bone to grow, teeth to grow, and then maintain its size and shape throughout your life. But here, on the opposite, these stones and crystals, you do not want to grow at all. Even if it had grown accidentally or due to some reasons, you want to dissolve it and or to reduce its size so that it will be flowing out of your body. So there are two different cases of research you want to do, exactly opposite. Okay, one you are trying to destroy the crystallization, in another one you try to maintain the crystallization. So both these types of studies are being done in our center, which is unique. Okay, now in most of the labs, only in one of these research will be done. And in both these cases, we have extensive work on crystallization in human beings, urinary stones, gallstones, we have done extensive work. And also in bone materials, biological materials, which to replace orthopedic implants or normally heart tissue replacements. So today I will be giving you a lecture on bone replacement materials or heart tissue replacements. Okay, this I will leave. So this is another chapter. We will do it later. We can get it from my publications. So today we will be dealing with biomaterials for bone and dental replacements, heart tissue replacements, drug delivery, tissue engineering, and such things. Okay. So the importance of crystals, I just want to emphasize. Even though you have crystals, you may be knowing about bone and teeth, but the very fact that you can stand straight without falling is depending on the crystals in your ears. Okay, calcite crystals. So if it is not properly arranged, then you will fall. You will not be able to stand straight, and you cannot stand with your eyes closed. You will fall. You cannot bike or do anything like that. So this is called vertigo problems. Okay, there are many people who are having this problem of vertigo. They due to height, they will have fear of height. They will not be able to cycle. They will not be able to stand straight. So it is all because of the calcite crystals in your ears. So whenever there is a problem in the arrangement of these crystals, then you will have a terrific balancing problems. So this is still a lot of research is being done, and it is the cure is still very far away. Okay, so many people you can see having these problems. Okay, then So when you want to study about biomaterials, you also, as biomaterials means the replacement of or biomaterials which mimic the functions of your body, any material which can mimic the functions of your body and help you to make it function, which is required to your body conditions. Especially we have implants like specs, even your glass which you use for reading, they are all can be used, can be called as a biomaterial. And also if you have a teeth and which are implanted into your body, like heart valves, sutures and such things can also be said termed as a biomaterial. But before you want to replace anything in your body, we want to make a new material to replace a function of your body, then you should know what your body is, what are the constituents of your body is. Then now we can see what is the constitution of your body. Biology students would have studied, or even those who are in schools, you may remember the constitution of our body. We can see oxygen is 65% in our body, carbon 18%, hydrogen 10%, like this. You can see a diagram. But where do the body get all these things to make? So you need carbon, oxygen, all this. Where from the body gets it? Make a man like you or a woman like you. How is it being done? So it has to be from earth, sea or atmosphere. So from where there it has to, the human beings have to use these elements to make a human being. So you can see what is available in earth, sea and atmosphere. You can see oxygen is 49%. We are using 65, almost okay. But you can see carbon is only 0.08%, but we are using 18%. And hydrogen you can see 0.87. We are using 3% many times, okay. So this is this, and there are many trace elements, arsenic, chromium, all these things, vanadium. So we will come to it later, we'll see. So if you see the constituents of your human body for a 75 kilogram man, okay. So if you, all these chemicals can be brought from a shop, chemical shop, and it is said it is worth only 210 rupees. That means if you have a heart valve or a golden teeth, then the value will be different. For a common man, it is only 210 rupees of chemicals we are having in our body. So it is from ISKCON, they have said, but it is for a spiritual point of view, they have written this. But this also gives you the importance of understanding your body, which is made of full of chemicals like these, elements like this. And the trace elements can be divided into 3 parts, okay. Major elements, trace elements and toxic elements. So you can see major elements like hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, all these things. What is major elements? So without major elements, you cannot survive. Suppose you don't have calcium in your body, that means no bone in you. So bone is made of calcium phosphate, then you cannot survive. So without major elements, there is no possibility of you surviving. So these are very essential elements. So you need this. They are called major elements. Then the second one is trace elements. You can say fluoride, silicon, vanadium, iron, cobalt, like this. So here you need them, but if it is in excess or less of this will cause you diseases. For example, iron and fluoride. So if you have got less iron, then you will be anemic. Excess iron will cause you diseases. Similarly, fluoride. If fluoride is less, your teeth and all this will get eroded. If the fluoride is high, then again it will affect your bone and it will get deformed. Bone and teeth will get deformed. So trace elements are required at the right optimum level. Higher or lower concentration of this can cause diseases in you. Then toxic elements, even in low quantities, beryllium, mercury, and lead and such transuranium elements can cause disease in you, even in low quantities. Okay, so the next part you can see is of the essential elements for life, only 3 has atomic number above 24. Okay, see, and molybdenum, tin, and iodine. All the others are having atomic number 24. Okay, then so when you consider you are born by a body, so whatever you have in your body, or the process of metabolism and the process of maintenance of your system as a whole, including your skin, hair, teeth, everything is done at ambient temperature. Well, you know, you have water, around 70% water in you, and at room temperature. Okay, so in this aqueous medium, almost aqueous, 70% ambient temperature and pressure, the whole system is maintained. The whole body system is maintained. That is true for even plants and aquatic animals, other animals, everywhere, fish and all, elephants, everyone. Almost all these are maintained at a aqueous medium, especially human beings, water, ambient temperature and pressure is fully controlled in your body. So you can see tooth, bone, sugar, and carbohydrates, protein, hair, all this, organic materials, inorganic materials, and the composites, tooth and bone, and all these are composites of inorganic and organic materials. All these are maintained at room temperature and pressure. So what is that? Why should we study this? It's called biomineralization. Suppose the importance of this you will understand when you think about the teeth or bone. Suppose you want to make a bone material. For example, calcium phosphate. That is a ceramic powder. Okay, calcium phosphate. Suppose you want to make calcium phosphate in your lab, you need very high temperature and very high pressure and non-aqueous medium, alkaline or highly acidic, and you may have to use solvents, organic solvents and all. So you cannot make calcium phosphate under room temperature and pressure. You cannot do that. But you can see body makes it at room temperature and pressure and water without using any electricity or anything. So if you can understand the method of preparation of biology, then you can see it will revolutionize the industry itself. Okay, so you can save millions of energy, electricity, and all this pollution. Even pollution, you can see, will not be any pollution, because now all these things are done by the biology without polluting the atmosphere. That is very important. And another thing is, it is not like a soap factory. You know, if soap or soap boxes, if you want to make, all will be the same. If you want to make 100, you will make a die of that, and you will almost all will be the same type, same height, weight, and all this. But you can see, even in human beings, you know, even our fingerprint is unique for everyone, skin color and everything is unique. So biology makes unique material in large scale. That is also another thing which we have to consider when you study biological mineralization or biological synthesis, biomimetic synthesis. So one or two examples I will give you to make it interesting to you, how we can learn from biology and then transfer it to the technology, so that you can produce new materials which has got very high multifunctional properties. Okay, so you can see lotus leaves, you know, lotus leaves have got hydrophobic property. Okay, so you can see it will be floating in water, the leaves will be floating in water. So upper portion will be hydrophobic, but the bottom portion will be hydrophilic. Okay, so the most important thing is, you can see the leaf thickness is only in micrometer. So in micrometer thickness, you are having completely different properties. Upper portion is hydrophobic, highly hydrophobic, and the bottom portion is highly hydrophilic. How is it done? Fantastic. If you want to make anything like this in micrometer thickness, it is almost impossible. Okay, it's almost impossible. I will show you if I have time. We have done some work which only you will be able to manipulate the surface properties using ion beam irradiation, where you can work on thin films. Okay, but otherwise it is very difficult to have this property in micrometer levels. So similarly, you can see a skater walking in water. Mosquitoes and all this can walk. They will not sink in water. They can walk. So that is because you can see. I will come to it later. Here it is. You can see why the water is being hydrophobic when on the surface of lotus. You can see very tiny feather-like things are there which support the water, and there are some air gaps here. So these air gaps and this type of structure will support the water and to make it hydrophobic. Okay. In the case of bottom part, you can see it is full of holes or pores. So through these pores, water will enter. Okay. So it is highly porous. That's why it is hydrophilic, highly hydrophilic in the bottom part, but on the top, it is highly hydrophobic. So this is how this skater walks, pond skater walks, mosquitoes and such things walk. If you look at their legs, you see this is their structure. In between the structure, there is space for the air to be trapped. Okay, so this air will help it to float in the lake or water. Similarly, you can see mosquito. So one more thing we can learn from mosquito is, so when mosquito bites, you will never know. Only after it bites and flies away, you will be able to know it has bitten, because of the interaction of whatever it has injected onto you with the skin will irritate you and it will make a itching sensation. So, but it introduces something onto you. What can you learn from this mosquito bite? Okay, what can you learn? Because this mosquito, when it injects something onto you, so precisely microliter liquids are being pumped into you, and similarly it sucks that much. Okay, so you can use this technology to deliver micro liquids, okay, micro fuels or micro trucks on eye, or in small motors, nano motors. You can make fuels in nano scale. You can do it using the needle shape of mosquito. And also, I don't have the slides now. A lot of research is being done on needles, so that they can be used for injecting onto soft tissues like brain and all these without less impact. Okay, you can get it. And similarly, you can see from beetles, you can see colorful beetles. So what can we learn from them? You see this physics process may be able to know what it is. So this colorization is because, multicoloration is because of its beetle surface has many layers, multi-layered hierarchical structures, which has got various refractive index, varying refractive index. When white light falls onto it, and then when it reflects back, it will come out with different wavelength. All this white light will be scattered into different various colors, and it will give you beautiful multicolored fluorescence you can see here. So this can be used for preparing multi-layer reflectors. That is been already in the market. Similarly, from moth's eye, okay, so you can see your firefly, flies, and all these things. They are very alert. You will not be able to hit them like a mosquito because of its eye structure. So it has got a very wide field of view. So what can we learn from them? From the moth's eye design. Okay, so very large field of view. I think we have to learn from how to make use of the technology from the biology to the modern technology, how to convert it. This is a very good example of conversion of very high sensitive eye design of a moth to new technology. You can see, I will show you. See, American scientists in 2003, they have developed a camera which has got 180 degree full vision, okay, without any aberration. They just copied the design of the moth's eye, okay, you can see. So I think we also could have done. We have got very good engineers. I don't know why we did not focus on this. I think the present education policy will give importance to such things, to be innovative. So you can see the Americans, they developed, which I think Indians also could have done, because fireflies, moths are all here even in India. So they see, they just copied it, the design, and then they made a camera which has got 180 degree fields of vision. You know, the application is tremendous, even in health, in sports, in satellites, and in surveillance, security, everywhere. So the know-how is very important. So they have developed. And another example, very important, you know, this is seashell, you know, conch, shankha, you know, we use it in the temple for prayers, but what use it is other than that? And also in medicines, shankha is used a lot of in Ayurvedic medicine, many preparation they use, because it is calcium carbonate, a rich source of calcium. So what technology we can learn from, apart from this, what technology we can get from this? Okay, what is this? This is a shell which protects the nacre inside this. Okay, so this conch shells can be, it's a very tough material, because it is in the sea, and it will be constantly banged against the sea's rocks, and also it is in a sea which is highly saline and highly corrosive. But all this, it is withstanding. So it is important to study the mechanical property and the constituents of that. Then based on that, recently in 2017, they have developed, what do you think? Because it is helping a sea material, sea shell to survive. Okay, how it is done? So they have made a helmet out of this. Okay, so you can see they have made a helmet which can withstand very high impact. Okay, so it can have very high impact and it can save many lives. So the normal helmet, you know, it will have a metallic part and then a soft part, elastic part. So but here they have just copied the hierarchical structure of the microstructure of this conch shell, and they made it. You can get more details from this, and it was having more strength, 70 to 85% more mechanical properties than the normal helmet. So similarly, we can see for the buildings, okay, they have used this termite mound. We see in Ramayana, Valmiki was sage Valmiki was meditating and he was surrounded by the termites, but he could survive. So this technology was now being used to make buildings which is energy efficient. You can see. So what happens is the hot air will be through convection, hot air will be going through the top portions and the cold one will be settling here. So this convection will help to maintain the temperature inside the termite mound. So this technology was used in building, and they could save almost 10% energy while during winter, and also in during summer when you use air conditioner, more than 10% energy could be saved. Okay, so you can see this, how they have arranged the building in such a way that the energy requirement for maintaining it will be better. Similarly, you can see they have used remora fish which has got a property which can get attached to big fishes and then they move. Okay, this also has lot of applications. So you can any underwater hitchhiking. So it has got tremendous application. So this technology of this remora suckerfish was used, and you can see Chinese scientists, they have developed a artificial hitchhiking which can get attached to underwater objects. You can see this can be anything. It can be a camera, it can be a guide, or it can be a radar, it can be a bomb, or anything. It can get attached to underwater objects. See, this was also developed recently in 2017. So you can get the details from this. And similarly, you can see the shark. You know how the shark, huge shark fish, moves very fast. That's because of its skin. And you can see the skin surface, because the water, when the water flows through this, it will be having a streamline flow. There will not be any turbulence. So when it moves, it will have a smooth journey without any turbulence or without any drag. So this has been used to make swimsuits. It is available in the market. All Olympic swimmers are using it. Speedo. It is called Speedo. And also they have made, using this suckerfish, they have also made shoes which has got a better grip, that it will not slip when you walk through a slippery surface. Okay, so this is also now in the market. So another one more example I will give you. Woodpecker. Okay, see, you may be knowing about woodpecker. We can see it has made holes in the tree. You can see the holes, big holes. How did it make? It constantly hits the tree and digs a big hole. How is it done? It hits almost 20 beats per second. Okay, 20 beats per second, 500 to 600 times per day. 20 beats per second, 500 to 600 times per day to make these holes. Suppose you are trying to do this with your head, you fix an axe onto your head and try to bang it. What will happen to your head? It will be blown to pieces. But here you see the woodpecker's eye or brain is fully protected against the impact. It hits 20 times per second, 500 times per day. Okay, so what can we learn from this? We can see already they have made a material, a device which can withstand very high vibration and impact, which can be used when for protecting small tiny microelectronic materials when it is used in spacecraft or in an aircraft, or wherever there is a very high vibration, there you can use this. Okay, so this also has been done. All these are coming from these applications are learned from the design of the woodpecker's skull. Okay. Similarly, one more example I will give you. So here you see polar bears. They are moving very happily in -40, -100 degrees centigrade without any sweaters. How does it save? How does it survive at a high cold temperature, at low cold temperature? That is because of its hair. Hair is white and hollow, and its skin is dark. So whatever light falls onto it will be absorbed by the skin, and it will not be allowed to pass out because of the hair is white as well as it is hollow, because air is a bad conductor of heat, so it will preserve the heat. So they have used it to make sweaters and to withstand low temperatures, they have made textiles out of this technology. Similarly, you have seen bullet trains, and it is made of, it goes up to 300 kilometers per hour. So it is designed after the beak of kingfisher. Similarly, I have given you an example of sea. A shark, you see, shark's surface, skin surface, you can see this is the design to make the water flow streamline, okay, without any turbulence. So they have made a fabric out of it. So the fabric, if you wear this fabric, you can swim very easily without any drag, because the water will be flowing without any turbulence. Similarly, you can use this fabric to boats or ships and such things, so that the drag will be reduced and the fuel will be saved. Okay, I think it is enough. I think now you can see, similarly, you can see a tadpole frog which is sticking to a very slippery surface. Okay, very slippery surface, and it is not slipping out, but it can hold very tightly to a slippery surface. How is it done? You can see the toe pad of it. It is, you see, it is this type of structures. You could have seen similar structures in your tires, in your scooter or car tires. You can see. I give it as an assignment for you, how this is working, how this type of, why the tires have this shape, and how does it help in a frog to hold on to a very slippery surface. Okay, and similar technology, even lizard, you can see, it's called gecko. So this technology has also been used extensively. So you can see they are now planning to make like a Spider-Man. You can just know. So they have also made robots using the motion of the motion of animals, amphibians, even reptiles like snakes. They are used to make robots. So all this you can know. Since I don't have time, I'm not going to explain it all this, but I just want to show you the importance of learning from nature and applying it. Okay, that's what I was just wanted to stress. So now we are coming to the bone replacement materials. Okay, so before going to bone replacement, we can see what are the similar structures available in the nature. Okay, if you see, as I showed you the seashell conch, I told you, which was designed to make a helmet. So you can see the structures. The structures are like this. You can see hierarchical structures, which are calcite. Calcite is calcium carbonate, which are called ceramics. And in between that, you can see green materials. They are all organic materials. So this hierarchical arrangement of organic and inorganic materials gives the strength to the calcium carbonate shells. Okay, you know, calcium carbonate is also used as a chalk piece. I think most of you are teachers or will become teachers. You may be using a chalk powder on a blackboard, but here you see chalk powder, you know, it is highly brittle, but the same material in the form of shell, it is 3,000 times stronger. That is because of this hierarchical arrangement. And also there is another thing which is very important, is calcite aragonite problem. Okay, there are about 7 different polymorphs. So but this shell is made of calcite and aragonite. So if you want to make a calcite or aragonite in your lab, you have to have two different systems, one at high pH and another at low pH. You cannot make both at the same using the same solution. But here you can see the biology is making calcite and aragonite from the same solution. In C, it is from C, whatever it gets, it makes both. So this is another unsolved problem, calcite and aragonite. So there are many things which we can learn from the biology. Okay, so from biology and its composition, you can learn a lot. And so the materials which are compositions of these material like calcite, aragonite, and all these things, or skeletons from corals. This is from biology in C. And from hydroxyapatite, which is a calcium phosphate material, which we will be dealing with in our lecture today for skeleton and all these things. Silica, iron oxide, all these things are available in the nature. So this can be applied for various applications in our. So now you can see this is silica, which is formed in C. So if you want to make silica is quartz. If you want to make silica, you need quartz. You have to have very high temperature and high pressure like calcium phosphate. But you can see how exquisitely carved materials are there in the biology has made it. As I told you, with aqueous medium, temperature, ambient temperature and pressure. Okay, this is how the seashell structure is there. You can see nanometer level. This white portion is calcium carbonate. A red portion is organic materials. So the structure is like this.
हाँ तो मैंने तो तब ज्यादा भी दे दिए थे आपको 35
The structure is like this. You can see. You can get the more details from this paper where they have studied extensively the mechanical properties and they made a model out of this. You can see seashells. So what are the materials? How does the material grow in your body? Because if you want the bone to grow, it should nucleate first and then grow. So if you want to grow, then first it has to nucleate, and then like this, the monomers has to be there. So the monomers have come together and form a aggregate, and then aggregate should come together and form a nucleus, and then it will form a crystal, bone or teeth or anything. Okay, so it should have a critical nucleus. So if it doesn't attain a critical nucleus, it will dissolve and go back to the old position. So it will be in equilibrium. So whenever a crystallization takes place, it should attain a critical nucleus so that it will become a crystal. So if it doesn't attain a critical nucleus, it will go back to the monomer stage. Okay, this will be under equilibrium always. So there are two different types of crystallization mechanism. One is homogeneous, another is heterogeneous. Homogeneous is crystallization takes place on its own without the help of any other material. So it will attain the critical size on its own. But another is called heterogeneous nucleation. It will grow on the surface of another material. Like if you are growing it in a beaker, it will grow in the dust particles or in the sides of the surface of the beaker. It can grow without attaining the critical size. Okay, that is called epitaxic growth. So these two can happen in your body. So whatever happens in your body is because of the physical factors, chemical factors, and biochemical factors. We can see temperature, physical factor, temperature, methodology, and so many factors, and chemical factors we can see, and biochemical factors. So all these are perfectly balanced so that you can, the whole metabolism is maintained. Your bone, teeth, your vision, everything is maintained because of the exact balancing of all these factors. Very important. Really a great nature which can control all this. If you want to do anything, half of this or 1/10 of this, if you could control, it will be a real breakthrough. So there are many types of crystallization mechanism, like from monomers, it can grow, and one small piece can grow into bigger shape. And in one case, one small piece, similar ones get arranged, and it will grow like this. So this is one of the mechanism. In another mechanism, surface charges will attract towards the cells, towards the tissues, and the tissues will start growing. Then with the help of macromolecules like enzymes, proteins, okay, bone morphogenic proteins, then that also will help you to grow. And in another case, if there are between the cells, if there are intercalation, there are space, then the materials can grow in between the intercalated places. So it can give direction and shape. So this is another method. So there are a lot of theoretical methods which give you the process of biomineralization. Till now, there are a lot of work is still being done to understand. So some of the work which we have also done, you can see how to change this surface of a growing crystal. You can see a crystal which has got 8 sides can grow into a crystal of 4 sides. You can see we have done some work on urea. Okay, so we have done on magnesium sulfate crystal which grow like this, which is with 8 sides octagonal. When you add urea to this, it will become, you can see, a tetragonal crystal. So this was done to magnesium sulfate is a fertilizer. So it always used to grow as a needle shaped crystal, very thin. So it was very difficult to pack it or distribute in the fields for the farmers. So we could make it just like a sugar cube by just adding urea. Then you could do this. This was done by our group in 2003. See, just by adding urea to a solution, the 8 octagonal shape or a needle shaped crystals could be made into a cube or a tetragonal crystal. Similarly, there are another mechanism called sintering. So when you sinter the particles, ceramics, this is especially true for ceramics, they will interdiffuse and they will form a hard material. You can see like this. So it will densify without any pores. And there is another thing called Ostwald ripening. This chemistry students may know, faculty may know. So they will dissolve and form into another form, another phase. This is called Ostwald ripening. This also happens in our human body. This is the technique of sintering, calcination, and all these things. During sintering and calcination, this is what happens: interdiffusion, and the pore size becomes less, and there is an agglomeration of the particles. Okay, so this can be used to densify a ceramic material for bone replacement and all this. So there are different structures. You can see different structures available: plate-like, flower-like, shell-like, rod-like, spherical, and pores. So you need pores. Without pores, it is very difficult. Most of the time in biomaterials, you need hard tissue replacements. You need pores so that the body fluids can grow inside, go through it, and tissues can grow inside. So for such things, you need pores of different sizes. And also pores are required for drug delivery. So that is for nano-sized pores are required for making drug delivery systems. We'll come to it. So you can see different kinds of powders for biomaterial applications of various sizes and various shapes and various pores, okay, porous shapes. Okay, and mechanical properties from brain is highly soft, very, very soft. Most softest material in your body is brain, you can see. And most hard is the bone, teeth, and all this. So in kilopascals, you can see the range here. Okay. So nanomaterials, I think somebody will give you a lecture 2 days later or something. So they will give you more on nanoparticles. So nano means surface to volume ratio will be very high. So it will act differently. So what are the materials? How will you look for a material? So there is a synergy between biology, medicine, and material processing. Okay, the material processing completely chemistry, physics, engineering, and biology is fully biomedical knowledge. So both have come together to make a biomaterial. Very, very important, the cooperation between these two stream of sciences. So the biomaterials, you can see different materials: metals, ceramics, polymers, then of both artificial origin and biological origin, and of that degradable, and some of them are non-degradable, and composites, ceramics, metallic, organic composites. Almost all composites of all these various combinations can be used. and the parameters for selection. Okay, so biocompatibility should be there, osseointegration should be there, chemical properties, corrosion resistant, inertness, tribological properties, wear resistance, coefficient of friction, wear rate, and so many physical properties, mechanical properties, lot of many things. See, in earlier days, maybe 100, 200 years back, they had no idea what to use to replace bone. So they even used wood and iron. You can imagine the sufferings of the patient at that time. Now it is not the case. So everything is being standardized. So if you want to select a biomaterial, you have to look into all these aspects. So there are a lot of using biometals, bioceramics, biopolymers. They have their own failures and advantages. Okay, so you have to see what are the advantages, what are the failures. So combination of all these sometimes may solve the problem. Okay. So for scaffold requirement, you need cell proliferation, controlled swelling, antimicrobial properties, biocompatibility, adhesion, porosity, all these. So all these you have to take care. This is a very good review. We can see I took it from that very beautiful presentation. And so this slide gives you the biomaterials available now to replace different parts of your body, different functions of your body parts. Okay, lenses, ocular lenses for eyesight, for eye, and cranial replacement, heart tissue replacement, heart valves, everything you can see now can be replaced. But nothing is as good as the original one. Or please keep all your originals parts of your body safely. If it is replaced with any biomaterial, and its life will be very low, and quality of life also will be very different. So it is a very high industrial applications, and lot of research is being done, and it's a big business now. Thousands of dollars or billions of dollars are being spent. Business it is, and very sad part is most of the research in India, most of the biomaterials we are importing. We have to do Atmanirbhar for this, which is very essential. So as I have told you, there are a lot of metal ceramics and their applications. You can see orthopedic and dental implants, ceramics for dental implants, bones, alt replacements, heart valves, then polymers and semiconductors for eye and drug delivery diseases, skin, and all this. So, and more of this, many of you would not have noticed that there are electrical activities, very, very important. Okay, so bone is a piezoelectric material, and skin has got current. You see, injury current in microamperes, and in millivolt in action potential here, nerves. So you can see heart also has got 30 millivolt. So muscle has got 90 millivolt. So you can see there are a lot of electrical activity going on. So whenever you try to insert some metals or any material onto your body, you have to take care of this. And also very important, much work has not been done. Now we are using pacemakers, dialyzers, and all this inside your body. Then all this has to be taken care. Okay, now as we are running on to lots of time, I think I will now just go to the material which we are going to use. So we are going to replace the bone defects with a scaffold, okay, which is made of ceramic and polymer matrices. You add bioactive molecules or cells, stem cells or something like that to accelerate the growth of this bone. Okay, there are different kinds of bone materials here, you can see. So third generation, fourth generation, first, second, and third generation. So whenever you have a crack like this, if you can fill these with bone replacement, bone materials like hydroxyapatite, the growth of healing of bone will be very fast. And so it can be bioinactive, bioactive, resorbable, and all these. So it also has to have the pores of various sizes and shapes. So as I have told you earlier, it is 350 to 1000 micrometers for bone growth and nerves growth, and biological appetite growth, which is 250 to 50 nanometer, and also for less than this for drug deliveries. Okay. So you have natural polymers, different polymers, collagen, cellulose, chitosan, fibrin, and alginate that can be used for drug delivery, tissue engineering, and wound dressing. So you can see the applications for hard tissue repair, like bone teeth replacements, injectable cements, scaffolds. Then soft tissue repair also you can use polymers, and cardiovascular tissue regeneration, wound healing, all this you can use this. And you can see, and electrical stimuli can be done using photo activation, magnetic fields, electrical stimuli, and also mechanical properties. All this can also be used to augment the mineralization and biomaterial properties. So this also you must keep in mind: electrical, photoactivation, magnetic, and soft and hard tissues and mechanical properties. Okay, and the surface roughness is also very important for the material to grow on it. Okay, so you can see some of the materials which are available in the market: bone replacement materials. This is hip replacement. It is the finger replacement here, and it can be available. Porous materials can be available as a powder, and porous and fibers, and as a ointment, and porous needles and fibers. All these are available in the market, and depending on the application, you can see. Now I will go to the bone replacement. Suppose what is bone? You can see it is hydroxyapatite, 60% ceramics, and 9% water, and organic collagen. So it is also found in urinary stones and also in atherosclerotic plaques, and it has also found in calcium phosphate. This is also a piezoelectric material. So if you see the bone structure, you can see this is collagen, and in between you can see hydroxyapatite. So this is the ceramic material. This is the elastic material. So combination of elastic and hard tissue material arrangement like this makes the bone very hard. So when you want to synthesize a bone material, so you should have collagen like this and bone like this arranged, then you will get a perfect bone. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. It's very difficult, but we have done some work. I will show you later. Okay, the bone is not only a hard tissue material, or not only a mechanical material, it is also a bioactive material. You can see whenever there is a bone, I have put this sumo wrestler, maybe 150 kilogram weighing man. So if he breaks his leg, you have to replace the replacement, like metallic replacement cannot be used because it will bend to his 150 kilograms. Now you know the importance of your bone, keeping your bone intact. So it also gives bioactive property. It will release calcium and phosphate and whatever it is available in that into the body, and it is a bioactive material. So when there is some problem in the bioactivity, it can lead to osteoporosis. So it will lead to calcium deficiency, and it will lead to osteoporosis. Okay, so you can see there are different techniques to grow crystals like this. Sol gel techniques, hydrothermal, solvothermal, reduction in solution, all these different techniques, and hydrothermal techniques, water solutions. Now I will show you some of the slides which show you the crystals which were grown in our lab, biomaterials which were grown in our lab. Okay, using different techniques. There is another technique called microwave, which is very fast and efficient. So the heating is done throughout in the uniform way, so you will get uniform sized particles. So similarly, ultrasound also gives you a uniform sized particles. Very important technique. So you can use it. All these facilities we are having in our lab. So what happens is you prepare the materials, and use cell cultivation, and then if you want, you can also dope ions. Then the C site will increase so that proteins can grow here. So this bone replacement applications, if you dope, that will be an added advantage. Okay, so here I will show you some of the crystals grown in our lab. These are hydroxyapatite crystals grown in gel medium. You can see some of the crystals which were grown. So all these are available in our website. You can see. So fantastic crystals which were grown in the at physiological conditions, and you can see we have even grown helical bone minerals. So this is very important to understand how the bone mineralizes and how it maintains the shape throughout your life. Unless you have an accident, your bone is always has separate different shapes at various parts of your body. Your skull is spherical, and it will never become triangle or square with time. It always maintains the shape. So to study biomineralization of your bone, such studies are important. So we have done a lot of work on biomineralization, you can see, and how the disc-shaped, helical-shaped crystals are grown. So by adding just strontium, you can see the helical and disc-shaped materials are rings are vanishing. And you can see we have grown platy crystals and needle-shaped crystals for various applications. And also we have prepared hydroxyapatite bone material which can stable up to 1400 degrees. This can be used for coating techniques using plasma laser deposition. And we also have got biphasic, triphasic hydroxyapatite is non-biodegradable. So we are making a combination of alpha and beta TC which are degradable. So we use combination of this so that it will become desorbable with time. Okay. So we have also crystallized. As I told you, these ceramic particles are very difficult to grow at room temperature. So we have crystallized at very low temperatures. This study is for that. Madam Kuriakos, Sister Annie Kuriakos, she has done this in our lab long back. This is a fantastic work. It is also quoted highly, where ceramics can be grown at room temperature. You can study this. And drug delivery systems, I will show you. So those who are not aware of drug delivery, you can see when you take a tablet on your body, it immediately gets dissipated and it will come to zero immediately. Then you have to take another, after 3 hours or so, you have to take another tablet like that. So it doesn't maintain a constant optimal value, desired value. So you have to periodically take. Suppose you use drug delivery systems, you encapsulate your drug in a material and it will slowly release the drug so that the optimum level will be always maintained. So the quantity of drug you take will become less. So, and also you can direct the drug towards the affected part. Suppose you take a drug now, it will go to the entire body and it will affect even the unaffected parts. So if you use a magnetic material or targeted drug, then you can direct it towards the affected part, and then the other part will, other healthy cells will not be disturbed. So side effects will be less. So that's what we do. We encapsulate drugs in ceramics materials or degradable materials, then coat it with the polymers. Then you can see the drug will be released very, very slowly. Okay. So we have also synthesized hydroxyapatite using microwave techniques. And also this technique could release ciprofloxacin and rifampicin drugs simultaneously. And we have, as I told you, magnetic materials we have prepared. So using magnet, the material will get heated. Okay. So when you apply alternating magnetic field, the magnetic material will get heated. It is called hyperthermia. So this can be used for targeted drug delivery where cancer or such materials are there. So when this drug goes there, when you apply an alternating magnetic field, because of the heat generated, it will kill the cancerous tissue. So we have done some studies on ion materials. You can see ion doped crystals. You can see here. which we have done, which was published in ACS Applied Materials. So this was done in collaboration with Sri Ramachandra Medical College in Chennai. So similarly, we have produced iron doped materials, you can see, which has got fluorescent, which is fluorescence in visible light itself, it is fluorescing, iron and strontium, and also it had a super paramagnetic, it was published very recently, you can see. So it is fluorescent even without adding any external radiation, UV or something, it is fluorescing, you can see. This can be used for biomarking or biosensors, okay, and also hyperthermia activities. This can be used. So hydroxyapatite coated with iron and strontium gave you this beautiful result, okay. Similarly, now I can show you the bone replacement materials we have made. So you know you have hierarchical architecture of bone, collagen, and hydroxyapatite. But collagen is very sensitive to temperature, very difficult to manage. So we have used polymer polyacrylamide and made a material which is almost similar to the bone. But we also have done we're using collagen. You can see this is a first time report where you can see collagen in native state with the hydroxyapatite. Okay, so it was published in 2015 with the Central Leather Institute with a DBT collaborative project we have done. You can see the striations of a collagen material, which shows that it has not denatured. Okay, this is the first time report which is a composite having a native collagen material. Similarly, we have used what you call spin coating techniques. Here you can see to get fibers, where because using fibers you will get a high surface area as for biomolecular drug molding, drug loading. So this what do you call electrospinning is one technique. Okay, so there you see you pump it through a small needle and through a very high voltage, then it will be collected in the collector here, metallic collectors. Then this can be formed into highly fibrous material, long needles. So that we have done. And also we have used 3D printing techniques. So here the problem is you cannot control the pore size. So to get interconnected pores, we have used 3D printing techniques. You can see this is a plastic injection mold. You heat it. So through the heated plastic will be arranged like this. Okay, this is called 3D printing techniques. We have also used this to produce biomaterials very recently with the help of French collaboration. So all these studies was done by French collaboration. So you can see the supply. This is a gelatin boron nitrate, because we have earlier tried with graphene. Graphene is toxic, so now we have used boron nitrate to improve the mechanical property of the gelatin. So this can be, so it has improved twice the mechanical properties. So this is published in ACS Applied Materials. Similarly, we have used 3D printing technology to produce polycaprolactone scaffolds. You can see we got interconnected pores. This was also published. Let's see, this is how it will look. We have also doped with silver to make it antimicrobial properties. This was also published very recently in Material Science Engineering. You can get the details. This was also published with the Indo-French project. So now, since I don't have time, we have also produced bio glasses, strontium doped bioactive glasses. Okay, so that also you can see we have produced bioglass having interconnected pores. This is the first time report of a bioglass having interconnected pores and also having strontium. Okay, this was published very recently in Composites Part B. Okay, so now since I don't have much time, I think I will now go to my last slides, which I want to use it as a motivation. So about our ancient science, Indian science. So we have a lot of drugs because of the coronavirus. So now people are concentrating Indian-based drugs. A lot of drugs have been now used. Even in Chennai, we use Kabasura drug, which is a Siddha drug, to get immunity from corona. So a lot of drugs, Siddha and Ayurvedic drugs were there earlier also, but we were afraid to use it because we thought that it is containing metallic impurities, metallic ingredients. So most of the Westerners were all afraid to use it, and they banned its export also. So, but there are some studies done in IIT Jayesh Bellare group. They have found there are many nanoparticles in Jasada Bhasma, which is used to cure diabetes and eye problems. So there they found very small particles of magnesium, silver, and manganese and all these things. But they found that this is not toxic. They have done some cell studies because of the preparation. Okay, the way they prepared, because of the ligands getting attached to these metallic particles, it seems they are all cell-friendly. And also, I think now going back to our oldest thing, the first dam, 2000 India, the world's first dam was made in India, that too in Tiruchirappalli, 2000 years back. Kallanai Dam was made. It is still there. Even 2000 years built, dam is still there. If you come to Trichy, it is about 300 kilometers south of Chennai. You can come and see the engineering marvel still there. And another marvel is this Tanjavur temple, which is 200 feet in height, and you can see the capstone. It is weighing 80 tons. Now cement is used. These are all interlocks. I don't know how they have made, how they could take 80 tons weighing a capstone onto this height, 80 feet height. Wonderful. So this is interlocking technique. No cement was used. It can withstand any earthquake. Okay. Similarly, you can see the chain hanging here. So this is a part of a big roof. This is made of rock. Okay, it is a part of a rock, big rock. Okay, rock roof. It's a part of the roof. It is not attached. This is rock. They have made a chain out of a rock. You can see the skill and the metallurgical tools they have used to make this. And this is fantastic. If you come to Mahabalipuram, you can see this. You can see it in Kanchipuram. And another thing is this iron pillar you would have seen in Delhi. Okay, so this is did not rust. But near Indore, you can see there is Dhar. In Dhar, it seems it has got the tallest iron pillar, which weighs more than 1,000 kilograms and 43 feet in height. You can see. So it is even now we do not know how it was made, and this is another example. And we also not only in north, even in south, you can see there is in the Dvajastamba where Adi Shankara was there in this shrine. You can see tribals have made a metallic Dvajastamba, which is about 500 kilograms and 40 meters in height. So it is 99.95% iron. It is not rusted. 99.95 iron, and it is still not rusted. Fantastic. We don't know how they have forged such a huge metallic parts. Now, if you want to do this, you need a big factory to join all these things together to 42 feet high. Similarly, this is in France. In Woods steel also went from India, and metallic mirror, Aranmula. Those who are from Kerala, they will be accustomed to this. This is silver, not silver coated like a glass. It is a metallic mirror. Okay, it is still being made by a small community of people. And this water storage, it is now very important to store water. So this is found in north, many places, step wells, even in south you can find. So then origin of Ayurveda, then Charaka Samhitas. Okay, so then Sushruta was the person who developed plastic surgery, and also the equipments used for him is still being used. Then Acharya Kanad was telling about atomic theory, and Damascus words also went from India. The technique of creating metallic parts. Then Nagarjuna, he also was responsible for the metallurgy, chemistry, and concept of gravity by Aryabhatta and Bhaskaracharya, concept of zero. And Mahakal in near Ujjain was the center point of measuring date and daytime in the ancient time. Ujjain is very close to Indore. And I think now it's time. I want to tell you that this biology, biomimetics, have got applications everywhere. You can see medicine, MEMS, everything. It is an interdisciplinary work connecting all types of field. You cannot leave away any field. Everything is now can be connected from computer science to space science. Everything can be connected. And from nature, you can study all these things, locomotion. And recent studies, important, very, very recent. I don't know how many of you have seen. They have cut the head of a sea slug and it grew. Its head grew again. See, for tissue engineering and such applications, you can learn from this. You cut the head. You know what will happen if you cut head or any part of your body. It cannot be regenerated. Here it has been cut, but it grew his head here. So you can see it has came in current biology. Another important study came recently. You can see a 24,000-year-old Siberian radiocarbon, the Arctic permafrost, a rotifier could regenerate. It was dead for 24,000 years. Now it could regenerate when it was found out. So that also came very recently. You can in June, you can see very recent. So you see now the science is advancing very fast. I think this type of studies may lead to new findings. So these are my, as Sia ma'am told you, I have a lot of collaborations inside India and outside. All their help, I got it. These are my students who got PhD under me and the PDFs. And thank you very much for this and a good opportunity given to me. Once again, I thank you, Sia ma'am, and also wish you a nice time. Take care and be safe. Use mask and use sanitizers. So as it is spreading very fast, in Chennai also our neighbors and my family members, some of them got, they don't know how they have got. And the doctors say they don't know how it is spreading. So be careful, try to avoid contact and meeting people, keep a distance. So as an elderly person, I assist you, since there is no medicine for this. Hope this will also be, we'll come over it. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Sir, there are some questions which I would like you to
Okay.
explain.
Sorry, I take a lot of time.
No, sir. So, can biomaterials be used to study various changes in living organisms?
It can be studied. Whatever living organisms means, I don't know what he means. These biomaterials are used in living organisms only. For example, as a heart valve, it is also a living biomaterial. So when you use into your heart, then it functions as a valve, heart valves and your teeth regeneration. Everything biomaterials is connected to living material. So you can study using that. But the type of material which you want to use, that depends on it. Suppose you want to use biomaterial for bone replacement, you have to look for such a material. For heart replacements, another material. Brain tissue replacement, another materials are available. So it depends on the kind of part of the body which you want to study. Depends on that. Yeah.
Yeah, he meant probably that whether it can be used in living organisms or in replication of certain features of living organisms in probably in artificial field.
So now most of the biomaterials are used to replace the functions of some damaged part. That's what we are now looking for. For example, I can give you the example of bone. Suppose bone is broken somewhere, okay, broken. Then you can okay, I will just show you some slides. Okay. Suppose it is broken here, fully broken. Then if it is fully broken, then what you do is you can add a steel here. They will connect it with a steel, and this broken part can also be filled with ceramic particles, bone replacement materials. So such materials can help in the fast growth, okay, not fast growth, and also faster healing. Normally when you have such accidents, and then the doctors put you into a plaster, you may have to stay like that for months. But if you use these techniques, biomaterial scaffold techniques, then the 1 month or 3 months can be reduced to in weeks or days. Okay, so that is the advantage of using biomaterial.
So does this mean that we can avoid the use of rods or metals which are usually used in joining bones?
No. So as I told you, these materials are ceramic powders, but you cannot get the hardness as we like. Okay, so for example, as I showed you some sumo wrestler. So the bone, if it is leg, so the body has to 20 times your body weight is being felt by the bone. So a lot of tremendous pressure. Okay, so normal bone replacement materials will not be able to withstand such heavy mechanical stress and strain. So for that, then we have to use metallic parts, okay, titanium based replacements they are using. So till we get a real replacement for bone, we may have to depend on metallic parts. Once the bone is fully cured, here it can, when it is fully cured, they may take it away. This bone attached metallic parts, sometimes if it is not a complicated surgery, the doctors will remove it depending on your age and your physical condition. Okay, so remove.
Yes,
you
sir.
cannot exactly repair. And also heart valves. Okay, for heart valves also metallic parts are being used. So Sri Chitra Medical Institute in Trivandrum, they have developed a heart valve around 10 or 20 years back. Now it is being marketed as Sri Chitra valve. TTK Pharma is selling it, and you can get it for 1/10 of the price of the imported ones. Okay, so as I told you, most of the biomaterials are being imported. So we have to we have to find a way to produce it in India. Otherwise, it will be tough. It is very expensive, and nobody will give you the know-how also. So I have the challenges are still remaining. So whatever you make it in the lab, the scaling up of the production from the bench to bedside, that means to the patient, and fabricating large organs using 3D printing, that is also a challenge. Integration of biosensors and nanosystems with other materials, also a challenge. And treatment of all diseases and disorders, this is also a challenge.
So there's one question. Will biomaterials... Hello?
Challenge.
Sir, there's another
ma'am.
question. Will biomaterials react with immunity of the body?
Oh yeah, that is a good question, really, because whenever you try to introduce anything, any foreign material into your body, body will try to reject it. That is the problem. So what they use for, especially for bone replacement material, teeth replacement, they will coat it with hydroxyapatite. So hydroxyapatite is a bone material. So the body will think that it is a part of the bone, so that the rejection is reduced. So whenever they introduce a foreign material onto you, then you have to take drugs to make it compatible, so that immuno reactions are suppressed. So for that, the doctors will give you drugs. Unless it is coated with the bone replacement material, bone friendly materials, then you have to go for it will definitely affect your bone, because whatever you introduce, it will be it will reject, the body will reject it. So that is a real challenge, another challenge.
So similar
Yeah.
question, like how many times can a biomaterial can be used in one specific region?
That is also a good question, and I think it should be answered by the doctors. But whatever knowledge I have, for example, it depends on the where you use it. For example, if you use it for hip replacement, okay, hip replacement, you use it a lot, you know, while you walk, you sit and all this, then wear and tear will be very high there. So I think the maximum lifetime is for 15 to 20 years. That depends on your physical condition. You are diabetic free, your health is okay, you have no other complications, you are not on another drugs. In such cases, the longevity of your implant will be higher. But it depends on case to case. Normally, this will last only for 10 to 15 years, depending on your body condition. Sometimes it may not last even for a month. Sometimes it get dislodged. Many times hip replacement, all you can see there will be infections due to some other things, you know, complications, because all will not be having the same metabolic process in their body. It will be differing. So doctors will know, treat according to that. They also do some trial and error techniques, because each patient will come up with different problems. There will not be any uniform thing. So it is the skill of a doctor to suggest medicines. So definitely each, for example, cataract, for a cataract and all this, you know, they replace it with lens. Eye lens will be replaced with polymers. So they all have fixed lifetime. That depends on the, as I told you, your body conditions. Normally 10 to 15 years. Anyhow, as I told you, nothing can replace the original. So always try to keep your eyes, teeth, heart, bone and everything healthy. Do exercises, go to the, expose yourself to sun and everything, take proper food, proper nutrition, everything, and mental health, yoga and such things will help you. That's very important. I think that yoga and all this should be started in schools itself. I think new education policy is being done. And I went abroad. As I told, ma'am told you about me, I have been abroad lot, many places. Everywhere they are doing yoga. They are asking me, do you know yoga? Then I said, I don't know. They are asking me, why you have not learned? Everything has come from your country. They are asking. I think I was ashamed at that time in Germany. That was 20 years back. There are many yoga teachers there who got trained, Germans. They got trained in India and they are practicing there now. Yeah, okay.
So thank you so much, sir. So just one
Anything
last
good
question.
from our ancient we can.
Yes, one last
Yeah, ma'am.
question, sir. We'll just
Okay.
conclude the session.
Okay.
Is biomaterial used for blood flow and nerve conduction? Biomaterial has been used for blood flow and nerve conduction.
Blood?
Blood flow
Ah.
and nerve conduction.
Blood flow, yeah. So you see, when what happens is, normally for cardiovascular diseases, for example, when flow of blood to the heart stops, then you will get heart attack. Okay, so there you may have to replace the blood vessels. In such cases, you have to do artificial valves, artificial blood vessels. There a lot of work is being done on that. But normally what they do is they take, doctors will take their autolog. Okay, so from your own body, they will remove veins or blood vessels and then attach it. That is the safest thing they can do. But there are a lot of work is being now done, because in some cases, if their injury is very large, then you cannot replace it with your own. Then you may have to use artificial ones. A lot of research is being done on that also. Polymers, using polymers. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Just a
Thank you,
minute,
ma'am.
So,
ma'am. Just a minute.
on behalf of the institution,
Ma'am,
hello?
just a minute.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I request all the audience to switch on their video so that I can take a snapshot.
All participants are requested to kindly switch on their video for a screenshot. All participants are requested to kindly switch on their video. Okay. So on behalf of the institution and organizing committee, I sincerely thank Dr. Narayan Kalkuria sir for being with us in this session and enlightening us with such an interesting topic. It's really amazing to know how mysterious properties of natural biological specimens which are present in our world through ages are now being mimicked to produce robots which can be used in our scientific modern world for treatment and other modern approaches of our life. I thank you, sir, for appreciating our college. I wish we could listen to this content more, but surely we shall listen from you in future. We are full of gratitude and sincerely thank you for being with us in this session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's a pleasure giving a lecture to you. Thank you very much. Please take care.
I express my heartfelt gratitude to our principal for her constant support, dedication, and motivation. I thank all the heads of department who relentlessly support and guidance has shaped the program. I now request our head, Dr. Sanjay Nagar sir, head of biotechnology department, to kindly say a few words to our guest. Dr. Nagar sir.
So please switch off on your audio. Okay, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Narayan.
Thank
I am
you.
Dr. Nagar, Head Department of Biotechnology. Welcomes you in this valuable session and very informative session. I think that all participants are go through and they know what are the uses of biomaterials in future and what are the prospects of these biomaterials in medical sciences. I shall grateful to you that give a very good informative lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Naga, sir. My sincere thanks to all the participants from across the nation and even internationally. The massive participation of above 900 participants proves the success of the program. I thank everyone from ISR family for their presence and participation, directly and indirectly supporting us in this event. My heartfelt thanks to the convener, Dr. Joshi sir, members of organizing committee, academic and technical committee for their wholehearted support in making this program a success. Thank you all very much. The next session will start from 2 p.m. So I request our participants to wait for the next link. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.